Hello and welcome back to Some Boy Online, and today we've got the Art of Wallace Gromit Vengeance Most Fowl, which is an art book that reveals loads of exclusive stuff about the new film. As we can see, we've got some lovely artwork, and it's even got a foreword from Peter Kay in there. So without further ado, let's have a look inside. So here is the cover of the book. We've got this lovely kind of photo paper. This image is taken from the newspaper article, which is very integral to the film. The Art of Wallace Gromit Vengeance Most Fowl, and it's by Richard Handsome. And on the back, we've got that picture of Feathers as the Bond villain with the seal pup at the top. A film for fans of gnome noir, and some more behind the scenes pictures there. So yeah, if we go down to the table here, we've got a different camera angle, which is very nice. So let's open the book and have a look. This artwork is similar to a teaser. I remember one of the first images for Vengeance Most Fowl. Next page, we've got Gromit on one of the Nobot scooters, and we see we've got 8 different chapters here. And yeah, this is lovely to see. The foreword by Peter Kay. It's rare that you even kind of hear from Peter. So yeah, looking forward to reading this properly. It's interesting because people come to the channel for information on Wallace and Gromit, right? And to learn stuff about them. But I haven't worked on the films myself, so I often have to rely on resources such as these books. So previously on Wallace and Gromit, it mentions that Nick Park created them over 4 decades ago, because although A Grand Day Out aired in '89, it was early '80s that they were actually made. Got this lovely artwork of kind of proto Wallace and Gromit here. I think Wallace had a different name at this point. You can see that Gromit has a mouth, but otherwise it looks like A Grand Day Out, though it mentions banana landscape. So is that instead of the moon, the cheese thing? We've got this new shot of Wallace and Gromit here, which was, I think, unreleased up until now. And some more lovely artwork of the rocket. I don't think I've seen this before. I assume these are Nick Park sketches. So here's an incredible behind the scenes shot from Wrong Trousers. There is a model of Feathers. And then this kind of, it looks like an early concept for the scene where the trousers are revealed, but it's in Gromit's bedroom. Then we've got more behind the scenes pictures of Nick animating and storyboarding. There is a young Merlin at the top here working on Loaf and Death. And we're starting to get into the Vengeance Most Fowl stuff now. And this is a look at the opening sequence, Wallace's attire, how they've taken it from Wrong Trousers and evolved it over time. It's cool to get just HD renders of like Gromit here in his dressing gown and slippers and stuff. The artwork from the background, which might have helped in my breakdown of the film, it's coming soon because I was freeze framing everything and looking into this stuff. And there's the set there for Gromit's room. And it's always really cool to see this stuff. And this is one of the most, well, it's kind of weird and interesting parts of the film. You can actually see in the concept art, Wallace's buttocks pressed against the glass there. Interesting that they wanted to highlight this point. So this is speculated to be Wallace's mother in this painting, but it doesn't directly reference it here. And here we've got some concept stuff for Nobot. As you can see, it looks a bit different here, but you've got him doing roughly the same things. He's kind of a bit more manic. And then Gromit in his gardener getup. So it's interesting that here's the Gnomon device, as it would go on to be called. This is a horrifying Nobot to the side with it like these black rings around his eyes. It's very Five Nights at Freddy's, the whole Nobot thing. The final design is a bit, but some of this concept art really hammers it home. Here we've got the Gnome Improvements car. At this point it might have been like a turquoisey green colour, closer to what we had originally. These early Nobots are terrifying. I kind of love them. There's something about this that looks really wrong. There's a blue Nobot, must be a kind of prototype design. This looks to be a kind of deleted scene, as we've got Gromit playing some kind of chess with the gnomes, and that wasn't in the final product. This is kind of terrifying as well, of Nobot peeking through the loft hatch, which I don't think we saw. And then we've got to look at the Wallace onesie, the knitted version of his outfit. And it's really interesting how they've done that, of course, with real wool, and a section dedicated to Feathers by the looks of it. Got some early concept art there. There we've got him on it like a modern laptop, but they actually ended up changing this and intentionally addressing the fact that it's meant to look older. Here's a lovely double page spread just of the room with all of the scratch marks on the walls. This is a lovely shot. I don't think we ever... Did we get to see the enclosure at night time? I can't quite remember. The way it's illuminated here is just really visually cool. And it looks like originally he built an actual, like a pirate ship to escape. And there he is actually accessing the older computer, which it doesn't happen that way in the film. And all of like the hand-drawn pictures and notes and everything here is so cool. So here it mentions the Snoozy Chalk original advert. There's just a whole bit on the basement and how it's changed over time. They actually used VR to some extent to kind of like map out the scene. So this submarine at the top is an obvious homage to the rocket with the same kind of metal design, and then you've got the inside of the submarine. And some of the artwork alone, the concept art and storyboards and stuff, are just a cool aesthetic on their own. Obviously Wallace and Gromit is always claymation, so it's rare you see it extensively in a different art style like this. And then we've got PC Mac in this bit. So interestingly, in the storyboards, it looks like he's got a darker mustache just because it's black and white. What they ended up doing is making him grey in the present day. But yeah, it was interesting hearing from Nick in the interview as to, you know, the behind the scenes stuff of getting Macintosh for the film. Lovely office set up there with a bit more plant life in it, I think. It's cool to see various PC Mac designs and concept art and how he changed from Were Rabbit. We've got some artwork here of Wallace and Gromit in the sidecar, which didn't end up happening. Yeah, that is Wallace impersonating a police officer, which is like an offence. And we've also got Wallace in jail in this drawn here. This all looks so cool. The colour palette, we've got this pinky purple kind of light where the diamond is kept, and different disguises for feathers. I love even the dust on the teapot here. I don't know how they do that. Oh, you are joking, the wrong trousers were meant to be in this. Damn, that's a big surprise. A few people kind of said, oh, it would have been cool if the wrong trousers were in the film. But yeah, in this sequence you've got feathers kind of crowbarring the feet of the wrong trousers with Gromit in them off the end of the boat, which is of course a variation of the scene that we got. That would have been really cool. I love hearing of stuff like that though, because obviously it's great for fans. So we've got a thank you from the directors here, and if you look closely, the Gromit mug makes a cameo appearance because Nick has it here. So there we go, Gromit mug has made it into official Wallace and Gromit media in a way. And that is it. Here is some Nick Park artwork of Wallace and Gromit, his classic design. We'll go back to this feathers artwork. And that was a lovely skim through the Art of Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Fowl. There's some really cool, never before seen stuff in it, which I think makes it totally worth having a look at. It's not just stuff that we have seen in the film, it's like alternate stuff that didn't happen and nearly happened. But yeah, you can find the book online by just searching for it, and I'm sure it'll satisfy the curiosity of anyone who's really into the Wallace and Gromit stuff, because it's rare you get such an in-depth look like this. But on that note, you can expect many more deep dives into Vengeance Most Fowl and Wallace and Gromit as a whole on the channel. So let us know what you think of the book and its concept art in the description down below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.